Good morning, Ludlow High School, and welcome to the Friday, February 28th edition of the Lions Roar. I'm Danny Pierce.
And I'm Lucas Franco, bringing you all the latest news from around Ludlow High School. Before we start the show, would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's start the show with a couple of announcements. Next Tuesday, we are going to have the celebration of the Brazilian holiday, Carnaval. We will be having bifanas for lunch.
Senior show is in full swing with tickets available now. The show dates are next Friday and Saturday, March 7th and 8th at 6 p.m. Doors open at 5:30. Tickets are $12 each and are available by scanning the QR code on the screen or on gofan.com. Buy tickets now before they sell out. We hope to see you there.
Unfortunately, the Portuguese Club futsal tournament has been postponed, so stay tuned for any updates.
Voting begins today for senior superlatives. Here with more information is Miss Gumpalanian and Alexis Leap.
Hey seniors, it's time to vote for your classmates in senior superlatives. You'll have an email from Ms. K with a link to a Google form. Please read all directions for each category and spell correctly the first and last names.
So what's going to happen, seniors, is once you vote, we here at Yearbook are going to tally the votes based on who gets the top 2 votes. What happens after that is we will let the winners know that they have won and they can accept the categories. Just a reminder that winners can only get one category. So for instance, if you're voted for class athlete and class clown, you can only choose one of those categories to be in the yearbook. If anybody has any questions, you can talk to Alexis Leap, Savannah Farabella, who's not here right now, and me, Miss K, and B201. Just a reminder that obviously these are going out today, Friday, but you will only have until Wednesday, March 5th after school to do that. So at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, March 5th, the surveys close, and that'll be it. So make sure you are getting your votes in for senior superlatives.
Lucas, do you want to hear something awesome?
Hit me, Danny. Hit me.
Mason went around the school in a new segment we would like to call Teacher Trivia.
Wow.
Let's get to trivia!
Which teacher's dream job is to be a center fielder for the Mets? Mr. Mulvihill, Mr. Hansen, Mr. Augusto, or Mr. Woodman?
Mr. Hansen.
Mr. Augusto.
Mr. Woodman.
Mr. Augusto.
Mr. Hansen.
Mr. Augusto.
Mr. Hansen. Mr. Mulvihill.
Probably Mr. Woodman.
Mr. Hansen.
Probably Mr. Mulvihill.
Probably Mr. Hansen.
Mr. Augusto. Mr. Woodman.
Mr. Hansen.
Mr. Hansen. I'm going to have to go with Mr. Woodman.
I'm going to go with Mr. Hansen.
Which teacher at LHS traveled the country riding BMX? Mr. Gav, Miss Ivy, Mr. Walsh, or Miss Spaghetti?
Miss Spaghetti.
Mr. Gav.
Mr. Gav.
Miss Spaghetti?
Mr. Walsh.
Mrs. Ivy.
Mr. Walsh. Mr. Gav.
Mr. Gav all day.
It's got to be Miss Ivy.
It's Miss Ivy.
I got to go with Gav.
Miss Ivy. Mr. Gav.
Miss Ivy.
Mr. Gab. Mrs. Ivy.
Mr. Gav.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it just happens to be that time in this week's show. The moment you've been waiting for, please give a warm welcome to Faith Kerouac and Hayden Del Rosario Rodriguez in this week's Counseling Corner.
Thanks, Luke Frank. As you know, I'm Faith Kerouac.
I'm Hayden Del Rosario Rodriguez.
And welcome to this week's Counseling Corner. Attention juniors, just wanted to remind you that your junior meeting with your counselor are currently being scheduled. Make sure to check your email for the day and time of your meeting. Attention juniors, the SAT date for spring 2025 digital testing are now available. Please check Google Classroom, the LHS Counseling Instagram, or the College Board website for more information, or see Mrs. Connolly. LHS will be a testing site for May 3rd, June 7th, and again in November. It is highly recommended that students practice for the SATs. Official SAT practice can raise a student's score by an average of 115 points. You can learn more about SAT practice by visiting the SAT Suite of Assessments or the link below. To get started.
Seniors, check Naviance for new scholarships. New scholarships are posted frequently and are also posted on the LHS Counseling Instagram. The Springfield location of Square One is offering a Learn and Earn program to help prepare students aged 16 to 24 for vital jobs within our communities. Participants are taught important skills such as resume building, interviewing, computer skills, and positive communication. Participants will also receive work readiness training, paid work experience, job search support, and ongoing career counseling with a case manager. To learn more or to register, contact the email below.
Back to you, Daniel Joseph Piers.
Faith Joseph Kerouac, thank you so much. Now, let's see what's on the lunch menu next week.
Dan, we don't have next month's schedule yet.
Again?
It's okay, Dan. Look on the bright side. It's going to be warm this weekend.
You're right. Let's just pass it on over to Michael Batista Kelly with this weekend's weather forecast.
All right, everybody. Today, it will be partly cloudy with temperatures ranging from a high of 43 down to a low of 32 degrees. On Saturday, there is a 60% chance it will rain with a high of 51 and a low of 29, so dress appropriately. And of course, on Sunday, it will be sunny, but very cold with a high of 29 and a low of just 12. And that wraps up the weather, folks, so let's go on to the sports.
Thanks, Mike. Now welcome to this week's sports update. On Tuesday, the girls and boys basketball teams hosted a doubleheader at the Den. The girls took on Duggan and dropped them by a score of 48-39, and the boys shut down East Hampton 67-46. On Saturday, our amazing boys and girls track and field teams competed at all states. Logan Walsh won the 1,000-meter race, and Devin Skiba placed 9th in the 55-meter hurdles. Our 4x8 team placed 17th, and Faith Kerouac placed in the top 20 in high jump. The swim teams also competed last week, and both teams had solid performances in the postseason to finish off their season. Shout out Joe Kerouac. The wrestling team competed in the Division IV state tournament, with our girls placing second as a team. Sammy Bertini won her second state title, Hayden Del Rosario Rodriguez was runner-up, and freshman Ella Lubashevsky placed third. On the boys' side, senior Lucas Alvin won his second state title and broke the school record for most wins at 42-0. On Monday, the boys' basketball team took on Apponequet in the state tournament and unfortunately lost 87-47. Similarly, our hockey team was beat by Middleborough 4-2 in the state tournament. Let's see what we have on the schedule for this weekend. Our wrestling team will compete today and tomorrow at the All-State Tournament in Methuen. That's it for this week. Back to you, Luke and DP.
That's all for this week's show. I'm Danny Piers.
And I'm Lucas Franco. Have a great weekend, and we will see you all in March.